I've been a long-time believer in the notion that you cannot suppress or keep a good archetype down, no matter what prevailing orthodoxy or religious tradition you place upon this. Likewise, I've also had a strong belief that certain universal spiritual traditions and ideas will always come back to the surface, even if there is a prohibition on them by the religion in question. One such idea is shamanism. Shamanism is a universal spiritual idea that has been central to the formation and continuation of spiritual traditions all over the world, and has been in effect for tens of thousands of years. In the mid-1700s, a radical new Christian sect developed known as the United Society of Believers in Christ's Second Coming. Later on, in more popular terms, they came to be known as the Shakers, and how they became known as the Shakers presents a fascinating insight into how universal spiritual traditions, such as shamanism, will continue to manifest even in the most unlikely places. The United Society of Believers in Christ's Second Coming made a point of communing with spirits in a ceremonial context. This took form in wild whirling and stamping dances performed by the congregation while they believed to be in the grip of spirits that led to the sect getting their name. More interestingly, beyond connecting with spiritual entities, the Shakers also used their trances and dances in order to heal people of medical and psychological problems. This was often communicated by the spirit through female members of the congregation during these dances and shamanic trance episodes. Having been found in 18th century England as a splinter group of the Quakers, the Shakers, as they came to be known, in America flourished, and by 1826 there were some 18 prosperous Shaker communities in the United States, mainly across the northeastern part of the country. Along with their unique religious perspective and reimagining of Christianity, they became well regarded for other ideas, including that of architecture, interior design, particularly relating to furniture, as well as even culinary expertise. The Shakers also believed in equality of the sexes, as well as pacifism and celibacy, and played a major role in the abolitionist movement to end slavery in the United States. However, it was their belief that they spoke face to face with the departed brethren, as well as dead notables such as Christopher Columbus, that really makes them stand out among Presbyterian religious sects of the time. It was in August of 1837 that the Shakers and their passive shamanism really began to take off. One congregation of Shakers in upstate New York contained a group of girls who would begin to shake and whirl and then speak in tongues, often of languages that none of them knew and in voices that no one was familiar with, both male and female, and varying accents. These Shakers claimed to be in contact with angels and spirits of the dead. The phenomena spread like wildfire throughout upstate New York and other Shaker communes. One of its aspects was presumed possession by community members by spirits of Native Americans. This led to the Shakers whooping and yelling in a similar fashion and also speaking in Native American dialects. Eventually, due mainly to the unwarranted attention it brought towards the Shaker community, shamanic dances tapered off, and towards the end of the 1840s, the practice had all but disappeared among the Shaker community of New York and elsewhere in the United States. Another fascinating aspect of this passive shamanism of the Shakers was that the Shakers, while in these trance states and afterwards, would produce elaborate gift drawings as they were known, claiming that they were spiritual information from beyond. The Shakers themselves believed that it was actually the spirits that created these drawings and paintings. What's really interesting is that many of the elements contained within these fascinating artworks is the proliferation of ancient spiritual ideas such as the tree of life and the all-seeing eye. Things that would have been considered blasphemous in ordinary Shaker life. To this day, Shakers still continue to align themselves with spiritualists, but do not bring the same attention upon themselves as is what had happened in the 1800s. Another interesting sideline is that the mediumship or spiritualist movement had its beginning almost a year after Shakers ceased their practice of shamanic dancing with the Fox sisters in Hydesville in upstate New York.